So here we go. Peg 22, Acorn Fishery, first round of the Winter League. We're right at the end of October, so everything's cooled down a bit, as you've probably all know. We've had quite a lot of rain in the week, and I'd have to say the depth on this peg across is not as much as I'd have liked. I'd have liked another 6 inches, and you certainly got that in some pegs. The nice one about this, though, it is just sort of 14.5 meters. We're not fishing 16, which is a refreshing change. Um, It's not the best of pegs, though, if I'm honest, in the section. I think the to me right, pegs 13 and 15 are the dominant pegs in the section, to be absolutely honest. But we're not too worried about that. It's over 6 matches. You're going to get some rough pegs. You're going to get some good pegs. You're going to get some average pegs. You just got to make the most of the peg on the day, haven't you? So we're straight across. I wasn't hanging about. I was ready with my cab pot, 4 mil pellets in the cab pot, 4 mil pellet in the band, ready to go straight across because I'm a great believer in the mental game a little bit, you know. I wanted to get across, get a fish on before everybody else, and then I just sort of think the rest of the section sort of, craning their necks a little bit. Oh, look, old Bungo's got one already. So we're straight across, not fed anywhere else in the peg, as you see. We waited for the all in and we were ready to go. The Winter League itself is fished over 6 rounds. So you'll fish, there's 24 people fishing, so you've got 3 sections of 8 and they rotate. So you'll fish every section once and then you'll have a sort of open draw again to mix all the anglers up again, which is a good thing because I do feel as well we got a little bit of the section of doom here as well. I got some very good anglers in my section. And we're away. As you can see, we've lightened things up. For those of you who watched the match we had here, the sort of practice match, ready for the Winter League, just to work a few things out. We scaled things down, didn't we? White hydro and that across 012, tiny 20 hook. As I keep saying, it's about getting the bite, not getting the fish in fast, but getting the bite. And as you've seen then, when I picked up into that fish, the fish just sort of sat there across, didn't it? Lovely, and just sort of swam out nice and carefully. And you can sort of follow the fish out by following the pole over the top of the fish. If you fish any heavier than that, you'll jolt their heads up and they'll just run up that far bank and just scare the bejeevers out of any other fish that are, willing to feed or having a look around. So lovely, one in the net. And as you can see, look, the elastic, the fish just swimming out. I just follow it out. Not much disruption at all, is it? So That's the whole point of fishing that sort of tackle. So second one on, and no one else has caught one in the section, so enjoying that. Ideal. And the interesting thing about this Winter League, ran by Brian Slipper and uh, Paul Nichols, is that there's no frame places. I mean, it's still nice to win, etc., but you don't win any money from it. All the money is given to the top three in each section, which is quite refreshing, isn't it? So it really is a proper series, points orientated match. I do feel from here it might be damage limitation. I really want to just keep going at this across like we learnt those couple of weeks ago. Um, just work hard with the cross and keep that going for as long as I possibly can. I didn't put anything up for the deep water. I just didn't feel this early in the series that silvers would be that relevant. I just I just think the amount of time it'd take you to catch £20 of silvers, you only need a few carp in that amount of time, and I think you need a little bit of weight this early in the series. I mean, ideally, I would have liked to have drawn, and we got a third one on. Ideal. I'd have really liked to have drawn pegs 1 to 12 section because that'll do some weights, and I do feel you might want some weight in this early round for later on. If you get joint points with somebody else, all going well. Third one on. Russ, the other side of the bridge, has just hooked his first one. Oh, mate. Well, that's a proper nightmare, to be honest. I mean, it isn't the fact that I've just lost a top hit or a Preston puller and, white hydro in it and a cab pot on the end and me rig and everything else. It's the time. And to be more specific, it's the rhythm that you have to get into a cross. And now, whilst messing about putting another rig on, that's gone. And that's massive, to be honest. I did go over just now and just tap a few more pellets in, just trying to, keep the fish happy, anything that is there. But we actually went 40 minutes. This is a little bit further down the line. We actually went 40 minutes after that and never had a sign across. They were gone. And that's how important that was. That was the worst thing about losing that top kit, and that takes you a little while to get over as well. We were on about the mental game earlier. I mean, oh dear, I think the rest of the section's having the laugh now. But I got nothing else to really go at. I got nothing down the middle. I have got a line for the second shelf across and for the second shelf on the inside as well on the edges, but I mean I'm not really expecting much down the edges up here. It's a little bit shallower than where we were the other week, and they didn't come in the other week till the last 12 minutes, so I'm not really expecting much there, not until very very late. um, so yeah, we just got to soldier on really. So I say it took us 40 minutes to get the next one, and there's no rhyme or reason to it now. There's no rhythm there at all. Couldn't have been worse really. We're back on white hydro again. I got three kits, three match kits with white hydro, and it's just typical, isn't it, that I went and picked up the one that must have had a tiny crack on it. It was right where the wrap was on the number three there with the drilled out Preston puller and that in it. And to be fair, I've had the top kit. Oh, blimey, I've caught some fish on that. I've probably had that top kit 10, maybe even 12 years. So I can't really complain at that, can I? It's just Murphy's Law. It happened when it did, but it is what it is. Head down. Russ is absolutely loving it the other side of the bridge to my right. He is not letting me forget about it. And he's overtook me as well. Mind you, most of the section has now. There's nothing in it. It can be won and lost, but apart from 15 down there, I can see young Lewis on 15 bagging. He's catching short as well, short early, which is testament to how good the peg is, really. Good lad as well, but good peg. Yeah, I thought I put the old top kit break in there on, same as I do any of my little disasters, because we are human. Well, I'm not a superstar. I have mentioned this before in over one or two other videos, and I want people to know that this is about. I can fish a little bit on my local circuit and that, but this is about the realities of match fishing, and we all go through them, don't we? It's what makes the good days better, isn't it? I absolutely love the sport. So we just got one there, as you've seen, on our top kit, short four number five, that we plumbed up on that second shelf on the inside. It's about 3.5 foot, 3 to 3.5 foot of water on the inside towards the bridge there. So that's hopeful, catching one there. I'm now thinking brilliant, might be on for one or two more there, or we might be able to get another one there. Or if we don't go across, maybe nab one, then back down the inside. We might be able to get two lines working. They're not fast by any means. So yeah, we tried near that bridge on that sort of top five again in that 3.5 foot of water. We tried in there several times. Nothing, not a sniff. Unbelievable. And it had that one little sort of carp there out of the blue, and that was it. Sort of gave it, give it a break and tiny bit of bait and tried all sorts really, and it's just not coming to life. But remarkably, we fed a little bit of ground bait down our left hand edge and a little bit of maggots, and I seen a little bit of colouring up down there 15 minutes later. There's 90 minutes ago. We're going nowhere at the moment, to be honest. We've had a few fish, but I don't really feel like we could easily be sort of seventh in the section, or we could be sort of fourth. It's all very tight. Um, but I seen that little bit of coloration dropped in there, waited a couple of minutes, and couldn't believe it. The float went under, and we got one from down the edge. So as they say, went back in and repeat the process. Yeah, I can't see us catching down the edges now in the future, unless you're on an absolute bungo, peg five or something like that. And even then, catching down the edge, I think it'll be like on the second shelf, to be honest. Um, This is my second one there from the left hand edge, and I will say that is the last one as well. Sort of 90, under 90 minutes to go now, and I really thought, oh, blimey, my edges are. But that was it. Two fish. But no complaints. Reasonable stamp fish. I'll take them. And again, we've lightened things up. Grey Hydro, 018 mainline now, not the 2.2 we normally fish down the edges and that, or 2.0 at Acorn, but 018 mainline now, and 014 hook lengths. There's a lot of F1s, Carrassios and things in here as well, and you want to get bites from everything really now. Now it's cooling down. The next round here, you certainly will. And you can get the big carp out on it, can't you? So it's enough. It's heavy enough. This one's putting up a very good account of itself, isn't he? I think it's just one of those nutty sort of common, half ghosty thing. There's a few of them in here, and they're sort of not massive. They're sort of around the £6 mark normally, and they're just lunatics. So yeah, that withered away. So back across. Um, Odd Carrassios, as we were saying, odd F1s, sort of squeaker sized carp, but all welcome really. Just trying to make one or two bites, trying to tick over. I do think that earlier sort of catastrophe we had has cost us a little bit for sure. Because I know I can catch a cross for the first couple of hours, just sort of steady, not necessarily fast, but I know a cross would be worth in the first couple of hours sort of, I don't know, 25, £30 to us at least, and we've not had that, not in those early hours anyway. But it's nice now, sort of settled. The match has sort of settled down. Trying to really find somewhere that we're going to be able to catch in that last half an hour where some fish are going to turn up. So this short maggot line's my next hope really, because I just can't see those edges coming to life. If they do, I just think it's going to be like the last 5 minutes. So I'm really trying to work these short maggot lines, trying to work them out. There's about 40 minutes left now. And finally, we've hooked a carp on it. Again, just grey hydro, 018 main line, 014 hook length. Yeah, and it's a Tubertini 175 size one, which is a little bit thicker gauge, really. Probably it's not a massive hook, but it's probably doesn't need to be quite as heavy. And I probably would use a 16 LWG if I had any, which at the moment I haven't. So I will sort some out for the next round. But I think that'll start getting a bit critical then, lighter hooks as it gets colder. We're back on the maggot line again. We're determined to try and make this work. I think you've got to be a bit positive now. We're sort of ran into the last half an hour and we had a skimmer then. And we've got another silver or small carp on now. No, decent. No, little carp. But still not happening. So we've upped the feed. It's an easy trap to fall into, isn't it? You sort of don't catch too much, and it just makes you a little bit negative, and that's what I've been. And I've clicked to it. Luckily enough, with 20 minutes ago, I've clicked, and I'm starting to chuck maggots in far more aggressively. And by far the best way to feed it is be throwing those maggots in when you're playing a fish. So we just sit, we wait a few minutes, wait for that float to bury. I've took a shot off now as well, so I've got a bit more float showing. Nice and positive. Don't want it going under with liners. Get a proper bite, get the fish, and then we throw a good helping of maggots right where we were fishing whilst we're playing the fish. As I said before in previous videos, it takes a long time for those maggots to sink, and you don't want to be lowering your rig down when those maggots are dropping down for the water. You're going to foul hook. And the stamp of fish has gone up nicely now. We're not going to win the section. 15 is won the section without a shadow of a doubt. I think he's got 150 plus down there. He's probably won the match. But I think anywhere from sort of sixth to second in the section is up for grabs. It's all very close. There are some people ahead of me, but I do feel like I'm catching up a little bit. And they're not taking too long to subdue on that grey hydro, are they? Not really. Yeah, they wanted quite a few maggots. I'm kicking myself for that. I should have been a bit more aggressive 10, 15 minutes earlier. And they're half decent carp. The weather has just been mad today, hasn't it? I was in a t-shirt at one stage where I was quite warm, and now it's fleece on. Obviously, Gore-Tex coat on. Can't beat the Gore-Tex, can you? Worth every penny. I think my first set of Gore-Tex probably lasted me about 18 years, I think. Not huge fish, but weight builders. We're using a nice big sighted hook bait. I'm putting like three white maggots on, live maggots. Um, Want a nice big visible bait. I'm hooking them all on with the pointy end, if you like, not the sort of flat end where the two little eyes or marks like eyes are, but the pointy end. That way I leave more hook showing to be able to hook the fish, and less chance of maggot bending back over the hook. Yeah, I can't get in there quick enough now. Typical, isn't it? Just a little lift and drop then, look, trying to catch the eye of one. That does work at times. Yeah, I didn't worry about chucking any more bait in because we knew the all out was coming. So as always, you get a bit of extra time, don't you, to play your fish. So no point in rushing it. Been a nice, interesting match, really. A couple of schoolboy errors. Think I should have been on this line 10, 15 minutes earlier than I was. Um, and of course the top kit, but I mean, it's one of those things. I don't think that can be helped, really. It's just a bit of bad luck there, isn't it? Other than that, it's been a toughish match up this end, but I think we fished it okay. I think I've beaten both sides. Or to me left, I got two people to me left, um, and they do actually weigh. The one on my left weighs 42 pound, and the one past him weighs 47 pound. Russ on my right weighs just over 60 pounds, and you'll see what we weigh in a bit.
This one might make it close, bro. This one might make it close. That's 4 or 5, I think, yeah. Yeah, big mate, yeah. Not all big mate. Like 2 pounders, but I've won about 7 or 8. And then, yeah, all a little bit late, mate, isn't it? Don't know what else to say then, mate, really. Yeah. Might know I had that disaster, but other than that, I think,
So stay tuned for the results, everybody. Do tune in again for round two, which I think is in 2 or 3 weeks. Thanks ever so much for watching.
Mainly quality white maggots. It's been a top kit and a short one, and the rig that's done the damage has been grey hydro, looking a bit faded, but grey hydro, 018 mainline, got a couple of number 8s there, back shot, got a 4B12 rube but carbon, so we can hold over those maggots nicely and lower it down. A lot more buoyant. Go on down, and then we've got a bulk of, I think, four number 9s, that is. Then one number 9 dropper, really simple, 6-inch hook length down to I think that's a Kamasan 2 Bertini 175 size 1. I actually wanted some LWGs, but I didn't have any at home, otherwise I'd have fished at LWG 16, and that's 014 hook length.